I look at Tutankhamun on the 18th dynasty, this is very recent for me. As a prehistorian, I know that there's been such a diffusion afterwards that there's no point arguing about, if these kind of political sensitive issues, because the diffusion was such that by the time Tutankhamun was pharaoh, the human race had spread virtually over the planet. They were already in the Americas. They were already in Australia. Mm-hmm. So this is the reality. We have to look at the broader picture. And so Hawass is, it didn't just happen in the 18th dynasty.
Of course not. And he's, in one way, then he's doing a disfavor in that sense. He's hiding the genetic information, DNA results here that they do have, because maybe of the same reasons. Then in that sense, he's, if I put it that way, he's racist in his own way, possibly. Then in that sense, because he might not want to reveal the fact that there was a global culture back then in that sense, and there was many different people amassing around in Egypt at that time from different cultures.
Well, Hawass has made a statement not long ago, which baffled. I'm quoting this in my last book because it's very topical for the subject I'm discussing, which is the Black African origins. He actually said, when there was because there was a claim, in fact, quite the opposite, that Tutankhamun might have been of black origins. And he said the most absurd thing. He said, Egyptians are not Africans. Well, Egyptians are Africans. I mean, even today, Egypt is in Africa. Now I know why he said it, because he equates the word African with black. And therefore to him, by saying Egypt or Egyptians are Africans means they're black. Now, you don't have to go too far in Egypt. All you have to do is go in the south of Egypt, in Nubia, and the population is clearly a black population. And even in Cairo, I mean, you walk around the streets in Cairo, you will see a whole variety of races, from extremely dark black. I was recently at the camel market in Abu Ruash near Cairo, and the Bedouins that come from Middle Egypt are actually pure black, beautiful people. I've put some pictures on my Facebook, by the way, and then you meet lighter colors, and they can go almost Caucasian white Egyptians, but there is an enormous hodgepodge that took place in Egypt. Especially in recent times. But there is an original strain, there is no doubt. I mean, occasionally you fall on an original strain, especially if you go in places that have not been touched, like the oases in the Western Sahara, which we should talk a little bit about this, because there's been some recent news, recent finds there lately. So, I think he's not doing, first of all, giving the right messages to the world as an academic. To politicize science is a mistake, and he's behaving a little bit like the Church of Rome in the 16th century. I mean, if there are certain truths, you can't hide them. It's a mistake, because they will blow in your face, and they will blow much bigger than admitting and facing them and dealing with them.
Well, it's sorry to cut you off there, Robert, but we have to bring this in here at this point and talk about. You mentioned that he's, in one way moving away from the academic scene, and that is absolutely true. If we talk about some of the latest things that he has been involved in terms with the History Channel, all that, it's going towards this kind of reality TV show entertainment style, everything now. I mean, talk a little bit about this, the latest thing, Chasing Mummies with Hawass, this latest thing shown on History Channel here.
Well, be prepared. I mean, this is coming to Europe. It's being shown at the moment in the United States. There's a 5-part series done by the History Channel. Yes, it's called Chasing Mummies, which the title says it all. They've already shown 2 episodes, and they're showing one tonight, the 3rd one tonight, I think. I've seen the first, and you've seen, I think, the clip.
The promo, the trailer, yeah.
It has baffled just about everybody. It's at first impression, when I saw the promo. I thought it was a farce. I really did. I couldn't believe that.
Me too. I thought it was a joke, actually. Yeah.
Well, let me assure you, it's not. First of all, Dr. Hawass himself went on ABC News. You'll probably find it on Google if you search, and gave interviews to various stations. But I think the main one was on ABC News, where he really insists that this is real archaeology. The idea being that they wanted to show how it really happens, and they recruited interns, they call them, young students that are going to be shown by Dr. Hawass the real thing, how it really happens on location. But number one, there's a whole confusion about who these interns were. They all seem to be in their early 30s, rather young. It seems that they screen tested some students in America, and they selected a whole bunch of them. Some of them are actors, or they were involved in anthropology before. There's a whole confusion. Anyway, they were sent to Egypt. Some of them may have come from the American University in Cairo. And there he is, taking these young people and showing them the real archaeology. But it really is, it's a cross between Lara Croft and Indiana Jones. And he comes across as Donald Trump, Simon Cowell sort of character.
Oh, exactly. Is that reality show kind of overlay on
reality
everything?
Show gone crazy because it may work in some fields, in talent shows and money shows and that sort of stuff, but. One does not expect the chairman of antiquities, who is responsible for the Egyptian antiquities. That, by the way, Egyptian antiquities are 75% antiquities of the world. We have there, let alone the pyramids that everybody knows, but we have something like almost 3,000 temples that are, some of the greatest temples in the world, some of the greatest. He's responsible for all that. And on top of that, Greco-Roman antiquities, Islamic antiquities, he's the boss. It's a very, very serious position and demands the kind of discipline and authority to run this. And he doesn't come across like that at all on this show. He comes as I don't know what he comes across. He shouts at everybody. He's very violent. They've filmed scenes that I never thought I'd see on TV, let alone in archaeology. One of the young girls can't restrain herself and urinates in the pyramids.
Yes. And
then he humiliates her, and there's a wonderful one where one of the young students with him in the pyramids very casually says, "Do you think the aliens were involved in this?"
Yeah.
And he actually loses it. He goes bananas. But I'm serious. He loses completely. He shouts at this man. He's so angry, and he tells him to shut up. He will never work again. He's going to be punished. And all this is live on TV. And I'm puzzled. I really am puzzled. I don't know how they did five episodes. I'm very curious to see the others, but the first two we saw were beyond belief. I don't know if you've looked on the internet. There's a huge uproar about this.
Yeah, I've heard about it, and you brought it first to my attention when you sent me that promo clip, and now, of course, I'm wondering as well what you think the purpose of this is. Is it an honest attempt to try to hot up the topic of Egyptology and bring it to a wider audience over in the States and Europe, or what is the point with this anyway?
Well, let me tell you, I've been indirectly involved with media and television over the last 30 years. I've actually presented TV programs myself. I've made many documentaries, and first of all, TV in general, or rather commercial TV, in the last 15 years or so, reality TV has become a rather bizarre thing. Now, a lot of people don't quite